What is up, everybody? This is Mark and Mike, and this is another The Gamer Rage podcast by Wrestling Link. I am Mark and Mike, and I'm joined by Tenacious T, Tot Squab, the man with many names.
Too many AKAs.
Yeah, man.
But we're in the building again today.
We're here for a Gamer Rage, and this one's going to be kind of a dedication and special one because we just lost probably one of the biggest voices in our childhood.
Yeah.
Kevin Conroy. AKA the voice of Batman.
Blue.
Yeah, I feel blue.
When I found out about it yesterday, shouts out to Sriracha, my boy Jeremy, who I do the Popcorny podcast with. I was driving, he sent the thing through the DM on Instagram, and I wasn't even looking at it. I just clicked on it, liked it, and then when I went home and actually looked at it, it just sunk in my stomach, man. It was as impactful as of a passing as Stan Lee was to me. You know
I agree. It hurt my heart.
I mean, come on, what's more definitive than the '90s, the animated series of Batman?
No, 100%. And to me, he's the voice of Batman. When I read a comic of Batman, that's the voice I hear.
I mean, I will probably judge you if you don't.
Yeah.
Picture that voice in your head. Same thing with Mark Hamill. If you don't hear Mark Hamill's voice of the Joker. Then, you know what I mean? I don't know who else you're thinking of, unless you have a Heath Ledger kind of feel.
Batman animated series always held a special place in my heart. Because it was one of those cartoons that I actually bonded with my mom with. Yeah. Me and her watched it every day at 4:30 at Channel 5. She'll wait for me to watch it, and we would watch it together and stuff like that. That was a cartoon we bonded over. It was so It was so adult.
Bro, I can literally reenact the entire opening scene.
Yeah. That show was so adult, but it was on a kids' network. There's a lot of things that show was about should not have been in a kids' network.
I remember revisiting it when we first started at Metro North together. That's where we work. We were stationed over at Grand Central. I remember stripping and waxing for a while, and I'm just sitting there. I was like, let me just run through the first season of the animated series. And it still holds up. It's still amazing. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's and that forever fucking beautiful voice of Kevin Conroy, man. It's just that's a tough replacement. I can't see anybody else doing it. You know what I mean? I hope they have enough sounds recorded that they can probably use his voice forever.
Yeah. The sad thing is, they were doing that last the Batman animated series that brought back the whole crew of the original animated series that's being shopped at from HBO Max. Now I don't think we're ever going to see it.
I don't know, man.
And if it is, I guess I know he filmed maybe the first season already, so we might get that hopefully. But we got to wait and see. But that was some of his last work, and Mark Hamill came back as the Joker for that.
I mean, he's the one that brought Mark Hamill back. You know what I mean? Mark Hamill he has so many jobs. Yeah. Can't even keep up with him. But it's a tough loss, and we're forever as a pop culture society and just Batman fans truly honored to even experience that. You know what I mean? It's there's only a couple handful of Batmans that will stand the test of time. Yeah. And he is top tier, top 5. You know what I mean?
Number 1.
Well, I mean, arguably in our world, yes, but we have to also think of other people out there. You think Adam West, think Michael Keaton, think. You know what I mean?
That would be 2 and 3.
Yeah, I agree. Why do you think I said it? Because that's nobody else really resonates more.
Ben Affleck didn't have enough time, so if you put Ben Affleck early in the 1 and 2, he was that great.
I mean, he was good for his part.
But he didn't have enough time.
But he's going to reprise it, so hopefully we get a Batman. But we're going to be in a universe of multiverses of Batmans. I think it might be a little too much. But you know what I mean? Christian Bale. He has his moments, but it's just too much. You know what I mean?
But yeah, so we decided to dedicate this Gamer Rage podcast to Kevin Conroy, and we're going to go through our favorite versions of the Batman games. Yeah. A lot of them, Richie talked, so we could go through that rabbit hole of Batman games. But yes, rest in peace, Kevin Conroy.
66 years old, man.
Yeah, man. So. There was nothing on how he died or passed away and stuff like that, but I'll keep it that way.
I truly regret not seeing him at Comic-Con.
And hopefully Louis Beans will put the song "Am I Blue" at the end of this cast.
Am I blue?
I think it fits.
We've been playing it since it came out.
I think I was trying to just get it in people's heads.
I mean, the outpouring of love this man is getting, like, from so many different social media platforms that I see, that some of them, like, I wouldn't even expect them to do it. You know what I mean? Like, it's actually pretty cool that he's getting love from everybody. He was
loved by everybody. I think he was well respected by everybody, and he loved the character Batman. So it was a lot of things that there was a lot of love in there. And then I got to meet him 3 times, and each time he was extremely approachable, extremely talkative. He wants to get to know you and actually talk to you. And I got something signed.
It's funny because I'm staring over on the other side of your apartment, and it's the Gotham box. I see it right there. It's just like smacking me in the face.
But
I
mean,
yeah.
But I got to meet him, and
thanks.
he was a class act, and he was awesome, dude. I read a lot of those Twitter comments about him, and it was really nice to see. You got like the likes of Phil Lamar, Mark Hamill.
Even down into the hip hop world, man. The hip hop world was outpouring. You know what I mean?
That's like, a lot of people's childhoods, especially around our age. That was the shit. I've never watched Gargoyles because Batman was on 4:30.
Well, I can understand. I can understand after the COC for the Popcorny podcast why the Gargoyles isn't really.
Yeah.
Wasn't top tier.
But yeah, so that was the only reason why I didn't ever watch Gargoyles, is because Batman was on. So yeah, check out those Blu-rays, check out those movies, check out the clips that we've been posting.
HBO Max, man, everything's on there.
Everything's on there. Batman Beyond was fantastic too. That's another one. I think it was probably one of his best work as well. The fact that he got to play Batman in the Crisis Infinity Earth storyline was actually dope too.
Batgirl episode, right?
Yeah,
I think that was the only episode that I watched of Batgirl.
Yeah, because it was part of Crisis.
Oh, and that was the last of Flash that I.
Yeah.
I watched it.
So rest in peace, Kevin Conroy, and we're gonna go back to the regular
scheduled program.
So, like always on the Popcorn, what's it called? The Gamer Rage podcast. We are doing the challenge.
We always started off with the results of the challenge.
Yes. So, I was given Twisted Metal Black. You were given Turtles 3 Manhattan Projects.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
Well, first and foremost, everybody go back and check our previous casts, because what I'm going to say in this part, I've said before numerous times. My favorite game ever is Turtles in Time. So this has the same feel of the game. You know what I mean? And originally when I went into this, I thought it was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles regular game. You know what I mean? When I popped it on and started playing, I immediately realized I never got better at these games. And I actually put a valiant effort in. You actually gave me the option to cheat if I wanted to. But I was like, I want to beat it. You know what I mean? I spent an entire day, which should be enough time. I've done it periodically, of course. But I spent an entire day. Like, I spent like a good 6 hours sitting in my bedroom playing on the Switch. And I absolutely suck at these games, man. I don't understand why I can't grip the pattern.
Yeah.
It's impossible to beat with one person. That's just my opinion. And I've said this playing Turtles in Time.
Yeah.
Turtles in Time is my favorite turtle game ever.
Yeah.
I still to this day cannot beat that game by myself.
Yeah.
And that's a game I absolutely adore.
Yeah.
So playing the game, you know what I mean? Like I said, it's fun. You know what I mean? It's like Hyperstone Heights, the same feel.
Yeah.
The same side scroll, beat 'em up. Game of Rage feel. You know what I mean? It's like, it's that. The obviously it's dated for its time. It's a Nintendo game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I got up to like the 4th level. I think that's the furthest I got, and like literally within seconds died. And it's just frustrating because I want to beat the game, but I don't want to cheat.
So the issues with that game in particular is the pizzas are so far apart.
They are.
Yeah, that, and then who you used Donatello.
Yeah, of course I did.
Donatello's not that great in that game.
Well, he's the best Ninja Turtle
Raph
ever.
and Leo have the best super move. Raph has like a Psycho Crusher, and then Leo has the spinning swords.
Okay.
So those help a lot.
Well, you know damn well I was picking Donatello.
Yeah.
I picked Donatello for everything. But like these soldiers, the foot soldiers that the different color ones that come out, there's some that just holding something.
Yeah.
And then you jump on them and they kill you. Like you got to jump on them behind them.
Yeah.
And then they shoot things out and you jump over it, and then there's 4 of them in a row that are shooting simultaneously, and it's just like it's frustrating.
Yeah.
And it upsets me because it made me feel like I was that kid again that can't pass these fucking games, even as an adult, man.
Yeah.
Like it's the whole Cowabunga collection is a masterpiece in its own self. Like I was diving through looking at what's on it, and I'm amazed, and it's genius. It really is. Like you can't get a better combo for the price of all these games.
It's on sale right now for
$39.99 at Walmart.
It's like $30 right now. I forgot where it was. I think it's on Amazon.
$39.99 at Walmart because it's a
I sent it to
right?
I sent it to Macho the other day.
I just saw Camacho last night.
Yeah, I sent it to him because he just bought a Switch. So I sent him that because he bought Castlevania. That was like the first game he bought.
I love Camacho. That's my boy. Shouts out to him.
Yeah. So.
But like looking at the list, the games, like it's. If you're a retro gamer, and you grew up in the era that we did, and you want to play every single game, that is definitely the collection.
Yeah.
So I highly recommend it. Also, like I still want to beat the game. I don't know when. I have it for actual physical copy on Nintendo. So when I get my retro video game room going, I'll give another crack at it. Or maybe play with you so I can beat it. Because like I feel like that's the only way I beat these fucking games. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I enjoyed it. It's not really about win and losses anymore as what it used to be.
It's more experience.
Yeah, like it's
get the feel of the game.
Get the grasp, and like I just suck. I'm not a good gamer. I'm really not. Like I'm more of, you put Batman on, and you know what I mean. I play that. I play story games. You know what I mean. So
it is a hard. That one's one of the harder games. That Turtles 1.
Turtles 1 is like I'm intrigued by it because like you got to move around a lot.
Oh, God.
And it's not a side scroll thing, you know what I mean? So I feel like eventually, because I owned actually 2 copies of that game. I know the last time I played it, I couldn't get past the first building because I didn't know how the fuck to get out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I went through it, went to the top, and I couldn't find the way to get out. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure you go to the roof, but then the roof, like where the fuck do you go? You know what I mean?
So each area has like a little manhole that you got to redo and shit. They also have their bosses. The thing about those games, and a lot of people don't, this is what most people do, and you should not do. One, not everything has to be killed. So dodge the things you can, and hit the ones you need to. And then the other thing is...
How do you differentiate that? You're about to die, kill that thing?
No, it's more the fact that if it's in your way that you have no way of getting out of it, then you have to kill it. But if it's a way that you could jump over it with no problem, then just keep going.
Like there's rats running around, and you can.
It's a hard game. It's very unforgiving. I played Cowabunga Collection. I've learned right after I fucking actually finished the game by my damn self that there was an easy way to get the platinum on the easy ways to get some of the games. Yeah. So I found out there was a way to do things, as in you could watch the creators play the game. You can pause it, save it, go back, and then go play it, and you can play it from the last level or the last like hit and shit, and you'll get the trophy. I fucking manually beat that game, and it pissed me off when I found that out because I was like, I didn't have to do that.
Yeah, but you're a purist when it comes to the gameplay.
Yeah, but I finished that game before. I didn't need to do it again.
I feel you.
But
see, now you're. I'm getting disgruntled by it. Like I definitely don't want to.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a hard game. It's a hard game, especially when you do the water stages. They're hard. They're really
it's just
hard.
Like I remember one distinct moment in time playing that game. And it was at they were like my third cousins, Bobby, Renee, Rachel, and Billy. You know what I mean? Not necessarily in that order, but I just threw it out there. You know what I mean? And they were always the ones that always had like games, and they always had cool shit. They had the ground pool. So I always looked up to them.
Okay.
And I remember sitting in the room while it was like a barbecue and everybody's outside and I'm playing it by myself on the inside. So, but I I eventually maybe will get good at these things, but my attention span and my patience are very fucking short for this stuff. You know what I mean? So, but I played it.
Yeah, there you go.
I got to the 4th level, which when I tell you, when I first played the game, I died in the very first stage many times.
Yeah.
But now you tell me, because you knew damn well that I was going to play Donatello. You'd set me up for failure, you bastard.
Yeah, so Donatello's special is not that great. Raph has like a Psycho Crusher that he goes across the screen. His is actually one of the stronger ones. But yeah. My game was Twisted Metal Black. And
well, you had the choice of any Twisted Metal game, but you chose Black.
I like Black because it actually had like video endings, and I sent you the video ending that I had. So I did Sweet Tooth.
Okay, I was just about to ask, who did you choose?
I chose Sweet Tooth, and his story is pretty much that he's mad about the cursed face he has, like the fire and things like that, because he likes to murder people, and they cursed him with the mask on, and he has burned. So for him to win, that was the wish to get rid of the fire. So in order to get rid of the fire, he couldn't kill anymore. So in his ending of the game, he goes, I thought about it for a whole 5 seconds. And you see him kill the dude that gave him the wish. And he just goes back to fire, and he's like, oh,
like, fuck it.
A man has his pleasures. And he just goes around with the ice and truck again, trying to kill people.
See, it's like, I tried playing the first Twisted Metal, not, in the recent years, on a big screen TV and on actual PlayStation 1, because I bought a PlayStation 1. And the first one is just horrible. You know what I mean? I highly recommend nobody play that game because it's so dated and it sucks. It really is. It's like that one Mario Kart board where it's just like it's just like a wooded area. It's like an indoor arena, and you just go around in a circle the whole time. Yeah. In a game where you're just jumping and killing each other, it's dumb and it's pixelated. Yeah. Like I have fond memories of playing the third one a lot.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And that was balls to the wall fun. You know what I mean? So I just wanted you to. I know that you've played them before, in the past.
Black was my favorite one. I recommend, like, if you get a chance to play Black, you might like Black.
Well, how long is the game?
Yeah. You could probably finish, like, if you actually knew what you're doing, you could probably finish a single run probably under an hour or two.
Okay.
Because it's like stages, and then once you finish the boss of the state, they have some boss fights, but once you get the hang of the game and know how things work, you could easily get past it. The storylines is all pretty interesting and pretty funny. I just picked my favorite one, which was Sweet Tooth, because that's the one that stuck with me the most, his ending. Because the fact that he just kills the dude, and like, nah, I'm good. So he kills all these dudes just to win and get the curse done. Just to go back to the curse, because he couldn't kill anymore.
He's like, fuck it.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm on one.
It's a fun game. Now. It's a fun game. And it looks better than the older one. So
this is remastered, right?
No. Well, it was the most updated
version. Because it was a PlayStation
version.
2 game, right?
Yeah. It was the most updated version of it. Okay. But it was good.
Well, as long as you enjoyed it, that's all that matters, right?
Yeah. All right. So our topic is Batman games. We're gonna go through all the systems and things like that, and our favorites and our ones that we wish we could happen, and things like that. So let's kick it off with the ones that we're gonna probably say is the favorite ones, and number one is the Arkham Asylum, Arkham City.
Yeah.
The Arkham trilogy.
Yeah. Even Origins. I'll even throw Origins in there. Origins don't get too much love. You know what I mean? Like I don't really see too much of a difference. And like I remember distinctly liking it because it was when Batman met the Joker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you see how Harley Quinn became. You know what I mean? I remember the Scarecrow world being equally as dope as it was in like Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, which was phenomenal. You know what I mean? Those games are top tier just in video game world in general.
Yeah, video game combat system, the storylines, the actual like the exploration of the stages, things like that. It was really good. Asylum, I think, is my favorite one of the three. But I have fond memories with City and Nights as well. Nights was my least favorite one, but it was probably the most prettiest one.
It was believe it or not, my favorite part of that thing. And it was an expansion pack that you bought where you could do a race with the '89 Batman Batmobile, which in theory is awesome.
Yeah.
But that car can't control for shit. I mean, you're running around with a tumbler where you can do a lot. You can literally sit, spin, you know what I mean? Fucking blow shit up, track things down.
This is straightforward.
The handling of the Batmobile is fucking horrible. It really is. But, like, I just... Buying, like, I don't like to buy things. Like, I don't buy DLCs. I don't, you know, I wait till, you know. We bought that, and it took us, like, a couple of days just to beat that one, but...
Yeah.
I mean, Arkham Asylum it's superior.
Yeah.
In my book.
I love those games. Again, amazing work from Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill playing Joker and Batman. And just the storylines and the stories they told, and everything just felt like... I felt like I was playing the animated series in that.
I felt like I was Batman.
And it was actually really dope. There was things I liked in City as well that I enjoyed. I liked the bonus suits and things like that.
Yeah. You could go around looking like Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
But every video cut was the suit. Like, that always pissed me off. It's like...
One thing I liked about the games is those little Easter eggs in these games. Like, in City, if you go to Gotham's PD and you go to the Calendar Man, if you go there like 4 times within holidays, you get a trophy. So, like, say for instance, you go on Flag Day, he'll have a story to tell you about Flag Day. If you go on Christmas, he'll have a story to tell you about Christmas. Easter, any holiday you pick, if you go to him, he'll have a story about it. And I thought that was actually really cool. Those like the end things. The other one I think was in Arkham Asylum, is when Clayface he pretty much changed to Bruce Wayne and looked at Batman as Bruce Wayne, and then changed back and shit.
Yeah, I remember some storylines like verbatim, like Poison Ivy. I can remember the fight scene with Poison Ivy like it was yesterday. Like the Riddler stuff, you know, looking at that like Croc, you know what I mean? Like those things when it's kind of frightening. It's like if you weren't prepared for him fucking jumping out and killing your ass, like there was a lot of crazy stuff. The one things that irritated me the most that actually kind of let my brother take the realms of is those combat modes. So like in order to 100% the games, you have to beat the combat side missions. Yeah. And you have to do certain things in order to complete it. Like I was always horrible at that. Yeah. But those are forever top tier.
Yeah.
It's a shame that we'll never get another game. Hopefully, I mean maybe we don't know.
Right now is they're working on Suicide Squad, Kills the Justice League. So that's their next game. One I will shout out, and it's probably one of my favorite Lego games, is Lego Batman 2.
I've never played a Lego game in my life.
Lego DC superheroes. This was the first Lego game to have. No, this is the second one to actually have full story and full voice acting. So Kevin Conroy was Batman, and this one played like you actually was able to play the whole Justice League. Every time Superman flew, you heard the Superman theme.
Did it have the same comedic humor as like
same
the Legos
comedic humor,
like
but but this actually had a full original storyline, which was actually really great, and I recommend everyone playing that game. That was probably one of my favorite. DC and plus Lego games. So I give a lot of credit to that. Injustice.
You know, I've never played the story mode of those games. I've only played the fighting part. Yeah, I know, like my brother told me to do that, and we have Injustice for PS4. And we have both. I'm pretty sure.
I think it's a free upgrade if you just put in your PS5.
Okay.
And if not, the game is like dirt cheap.
Currently, on my PS5, what I'm playing is the fucking glitchful Madden 23, which I'm restarting a season again with my brother for the 3rd time because the glitches is just obscene. I can't even deal with it. And then I just started again. I was trying to see if I could finally beat GTA 3, which I've never done before in my life. I started doing that, but you said. If you put that game Injustice, like you get all the free upgrades.
You should be up to update. But the DLC you managed to get, but it's probably dirt cheap.
Yeah.
Because he actually had the Ninja Turtles and all that shit in there.
But I got my PSN. My brother has his PSN. I got my own profile, so I don't have to worry about anything like that. So.
But that one always had a really good storyline going into it. It actually has its own full comic storyline as well. Like, it has comic books related to that game as well. So definitely check those out. And that was actually a really awesome game. One you mentioned was the Telltale Batman: The Enemy Within.
Yeah, we were talking about that before we were on air, but like I've always been a fan of like the Goosebumps.
Yeah.
You choose your own path.
Yeah,
if you want to go through the woods, turn to page this. If you want to go here, turn to page that. You know what I mean? Okay.
There's stuff.
But the Telltales was fun.
Yeah.
I don't understand like why they get such bad rap. Like a lot of people don't like them. Everybody that I spoke to about it, they're like, "Yo, this is boring." I'm like, "No, it's a video game movie."
No, I love them.
You know what I mean? Like I know verbatim. I played the 2 seasons of The Walking Dead, which was awesome. But the Batman was phenomenal.
The second one, that's the one with the Joker. That's the Enemy Within.
I only played the first.
I think that was the best one.
Okay.
The first one I had issues with. Like, the story kind of was anticlimactic, but I did enjoy it. The third one was kind of boring, and that was the only one I didn't really finish. The other ones I finished. They were good games. They were very well done.
If you want to play a game where you don't really have to do too much.
Yeah. I personally like Telltale games. Like, I played quite a few of them. I played the Tales of the Borderlands. I played the one I was telling you about, The Wolf Among Us.
Yeah.
If you like Grim Fairy Tales and shit like that, that was actually, like, again, Big Bad Wolf is like the detective, and you're playing as him. Like, Mutant Beast is in it, and fucking, there's a lot of crazy shit like that. The one I will say not to play, because it's like watching paint dry, was the Game of Thrones. That shit was boring as fuck.
Sounds boring. But believe it or not, I can see why somebody would think that it was probably impactful, like fun and shit.
No, the reviews that it got, it was like, this is like, it doesn't get interesting until chapter 5, so you should just skip to chapter 5.
I mean, do they fall down the lines of what the show was?
No, it's a separate story. Okay. It's more in the book than the movie. But Telltale's a great thing. But
shouts out to Sriracha for trying to get us to fucking join a book club.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Trying to get us to read Fire and Dragons, whatever it's called. Yeah. Which I plan on reading that anyway, because House of Dragons was amazing. So. But there's recently one of the games that came out, which I keep hearing you speak about a lot, is Gotham Knights.
Yeah.
So if you want to, enlighten everybody what you feel about that now, because me and my brother have been thinking about buying it.
I'll wait till it goes on sale. Like, wait till it's on a good sale.
It's not worth it to buy it.
Or I could lend you it. Like, it's one of the two. Because I got the physical copy.
I hear like mixed reviews about it. You know.
So if you're planning, it does not have local play. So if you're planning to play 2 players, you have both of these consoles to play 2 players. It's fun multiplayer. I played a little bit with Alvin. Shout outs to Alvin. I played a little bit with him. It was fun playing the 2 players. It's very Avenger-like, but I found it a bit better. The combat system is slightly better, and it had a decent story. It had the Court of Owls. It had Batman. Batman died. This is the beginning of the game. It's not really spoiling the storyline itself, but supposedly Batman died, and then pretty much supposedly. I don't never believe Batman died, so that's my thing.
He just went on vacation.
Yeah, he got lost in dimension or some shit. He never dies.
Got amnesia.
Yeah, but that's the basis of the story. He died, and then all his sidekicks all got together, and kind of like started having to protect Gotham because people are starting to find out that Batman's gone. The gameplay is very simplified to Arkham, but again, I will advise you not to compare it to Arkham because it's not an Arkham game. It's its own separate game. It's made by the people that did Origins and not Rocksteady. So you got that kind of gameplay, but you got a more simplified Arkham style gameplay.
Now, is it compared to the Avengers game or more of the Guardians of the Galaxy game?
I will say it's more story based than an Avenger game.
Okay.
But the fact that it has it has the multiplayer, it has the pieces you put together to make new suits and things like that, I would say is very similar to what Avengers is. But I think it's executed better than Avengers did.
Okay. I never played either of those, so.
I really enjoyed it.
I just hear bad things about certain things, and it takes me away. It makes me not want to set myself up for failure.
Sadly, this is not the prettiest game on the system.
What, Gotham Knights?
Yeah, it's not pretty at all.
Oh, PS5.
Like, it looks like a dated game.
Now it's only on PS5?
It's only on PS5.
Okay.
But it looks like it's a PS4, PS3 / game.
Okay.
There are PS3 games that look better than this game.
That's a bold call right there.
Honestly, I would say
they didn't put the time in, I guess.
I feel like they rushed it out, and I feel like it needed more time.
Okay.
That's my only thing. I did enjoy it. I did enjoy the storyline. I did finish it. I'm trying to platinum it, but God of War took over my life, and that's gonna be my game I'm playing right now. But if I give it like a score 1 to 10, right now it's sitting on a 7. It's playable. It's fun. Like, you can have some fun with it. If you like any of the characters like Nightwing, Robin, Red Hood, and Batgirl, I think you would get a kick out of it. If you're not a fan of those characters, then you might not like it.
Well, I'm eventually going to have to play the game because you speak highly of it, and we're in group chats together that you guys speak about it a lot. So,
one I would bring up to you, see if you ever played it, was where is it? I just saw it. I actually gave you as a challenge. Or did I give you? Yeah, I gave you as a challenge. Well, no, you gave me as a challenge.
Yeah.
The Batman.
I've played the game before.
Yeah.
It plays the same way as like Darkwing Duck does. You know what I mean? It's like it's the same kind of game as for NES. I mean, I'm pretty sure they also came out with a version for Super Nintendo as well.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna play, so I've played the game. I've never completed it.
Yeah.
I just don't have the patience for. I really don't. I'm just one of those people. I can't. Yeah. I cannot help it. You know what I mean? I like what I like, and if I don't like it, I don't want nothing to do with it. Now it has nothing to do with the game, but I just remember you telling me how lackluster the ending was.
Oh yeah, because the NES game.
Yeah, it's like the whole build up to the fight between you and the Joker at the end, and it's just like it's done.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
That's NES games for you.
A lot of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of stress, and then it just gives you 3 pages of ending.
But if there was a Batman game of that time that I did play and that I thoroughly enjoyed, it was the Batman Returns game. The Batman Returns game was fucking awesome.
Super Nintendo one?
Yeah, it was awesome because they had some pretty cool scenes that was straight out of the movie. Like the Selena Kyle, like if you go to like the thing that we're looking at, giving us a list of the Batman to what G
is Game Rant.
Yeah, Game Rant. There's that scene with Selena Kyle and the clown and the taser thing. Like it visually looks cool. From my memory, I haven't played it in years, but from my memory of playing the game, the little cut scenes, that little flash and something, like it was fun. You know what I mean? It's a standard beat up fight Batman game. I just think the look of Gotham City in the Christmas time, just like in the Tim Burton movie, it just is cool as fuck.
It was made by the people that did Final Fight.
I love Final Fight and I own it.
Yeah, it played like Final Fight.
I own Final Fight. Shouts out to Tristan from Game On.
Yeah.
I went in there years ago and I was like, Tristan, I need you to recommend me a game. And he's like, you seem like this type of guy. And I was like, you guessed right. I played that game with my cousins. I never beat it. I own it. Like I said, check our previous cast. I didn't grow up with shit. I didn't have consoles. I didn't have anything. You know what I mean? I'm going to sound like a broken record every single cast when I speak about this, but it's my truth. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to relive the childhood that I never completed as an adult, and I still can't complete it as an adult, and it's frustrating.
Yeah.
But Batman Returns was a dope game from what I remember playing it. I know me and my cousins together beat the game.
Yeah.
I never beat it by myself because I never owned it. But I remember it took us, and we never turned the game off, which is a risky thing. I know we've all done that before in our time, where you play a Sega game or you play a Super Nintendo game, and it's like time for bed, and you just leave it there, and you like pray it doesn't freeze.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We did that. Like I slept over for like 3 days or some shit like that, and we played the game. Shouts out to my cousins out in Florida, Keithy, Danny, and Chris. Chris wasn't even born at the time, so just Keithy and Danny.
So the question I had that we brought up for the cast is if there's a Batman storyline that you'd like to be in the game, what storylines would you pick?
So I would love a noir.
Noir.
Yeah, like a black and white. You know what I mean? Like I like the noir Batman, but I also like because I just recently got the trade book of Black and White.
Yeah.
And I've been reading it and like not necessarily the story that they tell in it, but the look of it. You know what I mean? I would love like a black and white, old school feel Batman. Like you remember that Batman movie that was before like Adam West and shit like that?
Yeah,
like,
it was like
it was black and white,
like
something cool like that.
Yeah.
Where maybe it flashed from color to black and white. Like I know that's not a story arc or anything like that, but like that's the first thing that comes in my mind because you can do some really dark shit with a lot of characters. You can bring in the original template of what the Joker was off that Italian actor, which wasn't supposed to be the Joker, but they represented him like that. Like, you can implement all that world. Like, I feel like it would be dope. Be like a horror Batman kind of feel. You know what I mean?
I will do one of my choices would be Batman Metal.
Batman Metal?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, bro. With fucking what you call it? A Batman Who Laughs?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I want to play as Batman.
I could see us in a room beating up all those little demonic fucking Robins.
Yeah.
Beating the shit out of them, and then him being in the story itself, the Joker was kind of like treated like Deadpool in a way. He was locked in a vault, and nobody knew it was in the vault. You know what I mean? So there was this whole big thing to get inside the vault, and it ended up being the Joker, like surprise bitches. You know what I mean? Like, and then that whole Dr. Manhattan feel and the multiverse shit like that. Like, it's fucking dope.
That would be one.
The problem is with reading that, that was one of the storylines that I actually jumped into every other side one, and then I got fucking lost in it. You know what I mean? It wasn't worth it. I should have just stuck to it.
Let's do 3. So just be your second one.
You know, I really like the Genesis series. I know it's not too long. It's like 30, I think like 32 issues or some shit like that. But the Batman Genesis, and I don't even really remember too much of the story, but I remember the artwork just being phenomenal, very dark and gothic, and like typical Batman, like the feel of what nowadays. Now this is New 52 that we're talking about. This is when they re-amped everything. You know what I mean? I have the Dark Knight, I have the Batman, the Genesis, and then the Eternals also came out as well. Batman Eternal. So like it was a toss up between those two. So I would say read those comics, and not for you. I know you probably read them. But it would be a jumble up between those two. You know what I mean? Off the top of my head right now, I can't recall exactly what it was. I just remember it being fun and the artwork being phenomenal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's not my top one. My top one's different. And my top one doesn't necessarily involve Batman.
Yeah. I will. We talked about this, the Court of Owls.
Yeah.
On the storyline.
I mean, the Court of Owls, it's in multiple things. It's in Long Halloween. You can do a mixture of both.
I would go with Scott Snyder's first run on New 52 Batman. So the beginning of the Court of Owls when they started actually introducing them into the comics. And then I would go even longer with it and adding the Death in the Family. And combining those with the other villains.
Death in a Family. We had a little bit of that.
Yeah.
We had that in every version of fucking Jason Todd.
Yeah.
Arkham Knight.
Yeah, let him die again.
I know. The most voted man to die ever. See, it's awesome that you say that because I love Death in a Family.
Yeah.
Mine was Death of a Family.
Yeah.
Where it's the Joker jumping through everybody's comics.
Yeah.
Trying to kill them off.
I remember that.
You know what I mean? Where he had the doll maker cut his fucking face off, staple it back on, and then jump through each of the universes trying to kill everybody.
Yeah.
That would be an amazing game.
That'd be cool too.
It's not Batman oriented. I mean, Batman's in it obviously because it jumps into Robin, it jumps into Teen Titans, it jumps into Wonder Woman, it jumps into Green Lantern, jumps into fucking everything. It jumped into 3 different Batman series.
Yeah.
It's a multiverse Joker killing motherfuckers off.
Yeah.
I think that would be a genius game.
Yeah.
And it could be long as fuck, and it could be one stage
popping
into one comic.
I would like that to be you're actually controlling Joker, though.
Yeah, no, you play as the Joker. That's why I said it has really nothing to do with Batman besides Batman being in the universe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you see him sitting down with, like, just the way the comic, the #1 comic of it, you see the Joker sitting there with the TVs in the background, and you see the pictures of everybody, and you see the Jason Todd, you see it's like a multiverse Joker jumping through universes, killing motherfuckers.
That sounds good.
I think it would be amazing. It's a $1 billion idea right there.
I'll play that.
And Death in a Family is a great 4-part series, and I just got them. I actually now have 2 copies of each.
Nice.
That was one of my Grail storylines because it was so well done, but it was so long it was like Batman 421, 422, 423, 444.
It was
like
quite long.
You know what I mean? But that's also simultaneously one of the best Two-Face versions of, like, now I'm just talking of the Batman running itself. One of the best Two-Face versions. I would say maybe third best Joker version because like obviously like the 74 to 78 I think is the Joker that really kind of started it all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where he's an anarchist and
you
don't know what
Alan Moore was writing him.
You don't really know who he is and like the scary version of him, but fun, vote for Joker. You know what I mean? Like shit like that. Very passionate about the Joker. He's my man.
All right. But yes, that's our Batman talk.
Yeah. I mean, there's other games.
There's a lot
of
other games, but I wanted to just go to our favorite.
No, I feel you. I feel you. Because there's games that like I own Vengeance. I just bought it. I've never even played it. But like that's a game that showcased the beginning of like now. You know what I mean?
The last one, honorable mention, Batman Beyond. I like a really good Batman Beyond game.
Yeah, Batman Beyond would be dope.
Would be awesome.
Yeah.
Tell us Batman Beyond.
But yeah, once again, you know, R.I.P. to Kevin Conroy because like it's just tough, man. It's a tough thing. He can never be duplicated. He can never be imitated. You know what I mean? It's just
that's gonna be a harsh use.
There's one and only.
There's other voices, but no one ever captured the voice that he did.
Exactly.
And then the one thing I always loved, and it's something that's funny, and I remember this scene immediately in my head, like as you talking about it, is I remember him like doing he always changed his voice.
Yeah.
He's Bruce Wayne. He was a bit more lighter.
Well, you know the difference between the two.
That. But him speaking with the lighter voice with the Batman cowl always made me laugh because it was.
See, but like to me, it's genius where
100%.
you watch a Dark Knight.
Yeah.
With Christian Bale.
Yeah.
He's talking to Lucius Fox, right? In the Batman voice.
Yeah.
He knows you're fucking Batman.
Yeah.
He knows you're Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Why are you still doing the voice? That is the little subtle things that makes it good.
Yeah.
Because he's in the Batman voice, but speaking as Bruce Wayne because he doesn't need the sound.
It always made me laugh when he did that, and I always thought that was actually super creative about that.
Well,
anyway,
it's we can go on forever about it. You know what I mean?
So we're gonna go to the games that paved the way. You go first.
So I had 2 games in mind.
Okay.
This game. In my advancement and evolution into adulthood, this was probably the most played game at that time, like graduating high school.
Yeah.
Like around high school time ending, which is 2004, and it's going to be Def Jam Fight for New York.
All right.
When I tell you, I played that fucking game from the beginning to the fucking end in one day. Yeah. It took me from 11 a.m. to about 8 o'clock at night. And I did not stop until I had the Platinum Award, the Rose Gold, you know what I mean? And for all of you out there in podcast land listening right now that don't know Def Jam Fight for New York, it's a fight octagon game, right? With hip-hop characters.
Well, yeah, the second one, that in particular was like a pit fighter with wrestling. Vendetta was the wrestling one.
Def Jam Vendetta. This one is a street brawl kind of thing where Fat Joe's in it.
Yeah.
Method Man's in it. Snoop Dogg is the villain. Yeah. You know what I mean? Which is fucking cool as hell. Sticky Fingers is in it.
And it was made by the people that did No Mercy.
Exactly. The game is fucking genius. It's amazing. And they had all of the rappers voicing it.
And soundtrack.
You cannot buy that game right now under. Now I'm talking.
Yeah.
There's versions of the game that are impossible to get.
Yeah.
The Japan to New York is $5,000.
Yeah.
You're not buying. If you're not balling, you're not buying that fucking game.
If I'm balling, I'm still not
buying. Bro, the game is nothing less than $300, $400, just a regular form.
It's an awesome game.
I think the case alone is $90 to $100. With the pamphlet on the inside, it's like $90 to $100. It's one of those games where I told Tristan to put it in the drawer, and he's like, no.
Yeah.
And that's rare. He won't do that for he doesn't do that to me. Yeah. But he's like, no, this is a first come first serve because you might not come for 2 fucking months.
Yeah.
and he priced it at $300. You know what I mean? Like, Here Comes the Pain cost that much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
they went crazy.
But Def Jam, the whole idea of souping yourself up, becoming like you can design yourself, you can do your attributes, your moves. And you like, I remember Fat Joe being one of the hardest characters ever.
I'll give a lot of credit. I'll give that and Vendetta the same thing. Like,
Vendetta's dope, but I spent more time on Fight for New York than anything.
DMX was a cheesy bastard.
Well, everybody. Sticky Fingers. Why is Sticky Fingers from Onyx like the second boss?
Yeah.
But Snoop Dogg like was the smooth pimp dude. You know what I mean? Like I always had him in like a wife beater, and I made sure I had the rose gold chain and shit, like the flyest clothes. Like, if you grew up in the time frame as us, like I was so hardcore into the hip hop scene that I was obsessed with it. Like, you couldn't have played a better game.
I think that brought a lot more people into that as well because the game was just fun. It was a lot of fun. And then you hear the music, you want the soundtrack. I mean, you hear the thing, you buy.
And I'm pretty sure they sold the CDs too.
Yeah.
Like they had the soundtracks of the CDs, special commemorative. I remember Redman and Method Man did a cutting a song for it. You know what I mean? Like, I could probably pull up the list and be wowed by everybody that's actually in the game. You know what I mean? I had another game in mind, but this one trumped that one 1,000%.
That's a good one.
This is one of those generation era defining games, I feel.
So, mine's is, because I just bought the new one and I'm going to be on it for a long time, God of War.
I've never played a single one, man.
It's a fantastic game. Very good story. This is right up your alley. You like story-based games.
I do, but it has to be intriguing and like.
It's very intriguing.
You know, like I tried to go back into Assassin's Creed, like the original Assassin's Creed.
The first one is not that good.
It threw me off. Like, the whole fact of having to travel 1,000,000 miles on a fucking horse.
Yeah.
And then later on, you finally get the teleportation thing.
Yeah.
Like, just do it in the fucking beginning, man.
God of War is different. It's a lot more.
But it's a fantasy world. You know what I mean?
It's so good. It's so good. It's just beautiful. I actually personally like the 2008, the current ones now, more than the original
That's
ones.
a very tasty beer right there.
Yeah. It tastes like bubblegum.
It does have an after effect of like not a bubblicious, but like the green zebra.
Yeah.
It kind of has that. Yeah. Well, if anybody knows anything about what we do when we podcast, we drink IPAs like it's going out of style.
Danger Beach.
This is New Belgium Danger Beach IPA, which is a Voodoo Ranger.
Voodoo Ranger.
Shouts out to them.
Anyway,
sponsor us.
Unsponsor us.
We gave up on Lagunitas.
If you guys can sponsor us before Lagunitas does.
Man, we shouted out Lagunitas for years, but let's get back into. I just had to say
my game that pays the way is. I just said it.
Yeah.
God of War. So I actually personally like the 2018 one more than I like the original ones.
Okay.
I did play every single one of them. They all were
they're supposed
really
to advance and get better.
But they were very the first two are very vulgar, but they also have a lot of violence and shit like that. This is him fighting like Zeus and Sparta and Ares and shit like that in the original games. This one, he's in a Norse world, so he's fighting the gods like Zeus, not Zeus, Odin and Thor and fucking Thor's sons and shit like that, and it's dealing with a lot of shit like there. He has a son named Atreus, and kind of brings like a fatherhood kind of thing to it as well, and actually goes depth into the story. And it's just a beautiful game as well. Like even the 2018 one, like you put it on, you think it's a PS5 game because that's how fucking detailed and beautiful it is. And the current one is fucking awesome. I'm playing that. I was playing on my phone last night.
I was just going to tell the world out there that this guy literally had his PlayStation on, which I didn't even know you could do, first and foremost. Had his PlayStation on at home.
Yeah.
went to work streaming from the PlayStation to his phone, linking. He's sitting on a chair at work with a PlayStation 5 remote. Motherfuckers is walking in like, look at this motherfucker. Yeah. That was cool as shit. It's just I wouldn't be able to play as much as our Galaxy 22 Ultras has a big ass screen.
I gotta get a nice Like I don't want like the computer I have here, like it was a gift and stuff like that. So I don't.
And plus, you don't want to damage it. We use it for
I use it for the cast and everything like that. So
we've already damaged one computer while podcasting.
And shout outs to Jinkies. He's the one that kind of donated this to me, and I've been using it ever since.
He's a good guy,
and he's on the chat. So I said, "What's up to Jinkies?"
Well,
he's on.
I think you deserve a sandwich, just not today.
Yeah, you got always.
Chopped cheese.
Yeah, I kind of want to know.
I love chopped cheese.
Anyway. So I'm playing I'm playing on my phone. I gotta get a tablet now. I'm thinking of going into iPads just because I want to play with the art.
I don't think
programs.
You should do it, man. There's so many new tablets out. Like
I want to play with the art
tab, whatever.
And they're easier to use.
Apple's only good with computers, bro. That's it.
I'm using it as a PlayStation screen and art program.
Yeah, but I'm anti-Apple, bro. Don't do it.
I had an iPod.
Yeah, so did I.
I think that was the last.
I had an iPod Touch.
Anyway.
I had an iPod Touch.
Yeah. So anyway, games that paid away would be God of War for me. Next up is.
What are you thinking of the new one though that just came out?
It's beautiful.
How far are you into it? How long would you think it is?
It's maybe like they said it's up to 25 to 40 hours depending on how you play.
That's a lot.
Me, I like to go every nook and
cranny.
you're
balls to the wall. You're gonna not stop until you're like, I'm gonna leave tonight. You're gonna be drunk, slumped over, still playing the game.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to platinum it. That's my goal is to platinum it. I like the trophies, so I always try to get.
Well, no, you're a purist.
But I'm really digging the game. I'm liking the way the story started. Like one thing it is kind of spoiled, but it's the beginning of the game. Is the first encounter with Thor. That encounter was dope because there's a scene where
now this is like Greek mythology Thor. This ain't Marvel Thor, right?
No, Norse god.
Norse god, yeah. This Greek mythology. That's the original. The original Thor is Greek. I'm pretty sure.
Norse.
That's the same shit.
No.
Everybody has a story like it. To me, all right, you're right. I was gonna bullshit my way through it, and then I realized that I'm wrong.
Norse god.
Vikings and all that shit.
Yeah. So
I was gonna totally bullshit my way through it.
There was this one thing I was just mentioning. This is like a scene. So in the first fight scene that you have of Thor and him, Thor grabs you, fucking knocks you out. The game goes blank like you died. And he's like, "Oh, I'm not done with you yet," and he just electrocutes your ass to get back up.
I mean, is Kratos as strong as him?
He's a god. He's a Spartan. Well, he's the god of war. He's actually the god of war.
Weren't they talking about coming out with a movie?
I heard movie, but I think it's getting a series.
Because I remember at the time that I was watching Force Awakens when the Force Awakens came out. Now, peep that time around. I'm pretty sure that they came out with something or was talking about it because I remember seeing a trailer or something for it at the same time that the Jungle Book live action movie was with Jon Favreau fucking killed, by the way.
They talked about it coming to it's getting a TV series. It's still up in the air. I don't think they cast it yet, but
it'll be animated,
it was something
though, right?
like that. No, it's gonna be a live action TV show. So
it's sort of like a Vikings kind of feel.
Probably.
I've never seen an episode of Vikings once.
Vikings was good.
Or Spartacus.
Vikings was good. I enjoyed Vikings to season 4, and then it just kind of got weird.
It's on my list of things to watch, but I don't really have too much time.
But anyway, but yeah, the new game is really really fun, really fantastic, and I'm actually really enjoying it. And I was playing on my phone last night. It was great. I need a big screen though.
Yeah, no, you definitely do. I wouldn't be able to do it. Like I play Simpsons tapped out on my phone, and I still don't even think it's big enough.
Me, man, I don't care. But it's gone. So next,
we always end it off.
The challenge. So, you want me to go first?
Because like I'm gonna be honest, like I have like a clusterfuck of games for you. My game that paved the way is actually my other one.
Yeah.
that I didn't mention is one of the challenges for you.
So.
And then I have like a group idea of a bunch of different things. So I'm trying to give you massive choices just to have fun, man. It ain't serious like that. It's to enjoy it.
I have 2 for you.
And as his eyes squint and a glimmer of light.
The first one is because I know it's cheap and you can easily get your hands on it now. Lego Batman 3.
Lego Batman 3. So is there a difference between 1, 2, and 3?
So 2 I don't think is available on the Switch.
Okay.
3 is.
So I appreciate you narrowing it down to the Switch, because you know damn well I have an hour and a half at home a day. So.
Second one, it's not going to be so easy because you're going to have to play at home. Is God of War.
The original one? Oh no, that's the second one, right?
Yeah.
The first one was 2013, right?
2018. That's the first part of this game.
How long is the game?
It's a long game, but
I'm still trying to finish Witcher, bro.
I want you to play the game. I don't want you. I'll say get at least 10 hours in
by next month.
By next month.
Doing 5 podcasts.
Yeah, I do it too.
Full time in the gym, commuting for 5 hours.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the first one. But and the reason why now there is a reason why I choose this. Because I've never played a Lego Batman or a Lego game to begin with.
Okay.
I've only seen Lego Batman and the Lego movie. That's it. I enjoy the comedy of it.
Yeah.
So that is intriguing to me. And it's Batman, and this is for Kevin Conroy. Okay. I accept that challenge.
Okay. So Lego.
I'm also trying to accumulate more Switch games that aren't Mario oriented.
Okay.
So I choose that challenge.
Lego Batman 3.
I accept that challenge. All right, so this is going to be very unorthodox of pairings and stuff, but it's like a toss-up between like 4 different things that you can choose from, and it's all down because I know for a fact you're going to be playing God of War for a long time. I know it. I know it. So the idea that I had in my head is I wanted to present my other game of it's two games that paved the way actually. One is Manhunt for PS2.
Okay.
I just remember that game being graphic and gory as fuck and being wowed by it. No, but I can get it.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure it's probably cheap on the PSN. And it's one of those games that are old as fuck. Yeah. And there's multiple versions of it, so you can choose any version that you want. Same thing with this next game, which was going to be another one in my head, which multiple versions of it as well is Dead Rising.
Dead Rising.
It's just, the fun game, just beating the shit out of zombies in the fucking mall and shit like that.
I have Dead Rising.
The other one that I have is you have your choice between any wrestling game before No Mercy.
Before No Mercy.
Before No Mercy. I'm talking Attitude. I'm talking Raw. I'm talking WrestleMania 2000. You can do WCW Revenge. You can do anything that you want. I prefer you to get into the simpler ones and experience how dated they are. Because I know Warzone is fucking dated as shit. But Warzone fucking paved the way for a lot of things. I'm not telling you to play that game. You have your choice between... Because I know... Because I was looking up the gameplay hours. I know you're going to be playing God of War a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't want to disrupt you playing that game. But I want you to, so if it's a wrestling thing, wrestling's always a fun choice.
Yeah.
You already did No Mercy. WrestleMania 2000 is kind of a little cop-out, I'll be honest with you. It's No Mercy before No Mercy.
I have No Mercy there.
WCW Revenge, well. I would say that and below me.
You know what? I just actually recently got this in the mail, but it doesn't really have like I don't think it has really a storyline because I have the Japanese version of No Mercy, which is Retro Pro Wrestling 2.
Hey man,
but
you can do whatever you want with it. You can just experience it and have fun. I know you're a die-hard love of wrestling, so like wrestling games is always just an easy challenge for you to do, where you can go back. Like I know you hate Legends. I know you hate there's a lot of games. You know what I mean? But like you can go back to the arcade wrestling. You can go to WrestleMania. You can do whatever you want. Like I own a bunch of these games. We could find these games to game on.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Or you can pick some of the other 2 that I mentioned.
Manhunt. What else?
Manhunt. Any Manhunt.
Okay.
Any Dead Rising. They run around 10 to 11 hours.
Yeah.
I googled it. and then any wrestling game before No Mercy. So you have a real broad choice.
Yeah.
Because I know you're going to be playing God of War, so you should thank me for that, okay?
I'm
aware of your gaming schedule, okay?
I'll do a wrestling game. I'll do the wrestling games.
You can do anything. You can do what? Did the Bash at the Beach? They did that. They had. You can do the Japanese ones, the fucking hardcore ones.
I have one in mind.
You can do fucking Mayhem. You can play ECW. You can play whatever you want.
Mayhem is terrible.
I understand. I'm just throwing them out there. These are the games that I remember. You know what I mean?
I have the
Xbox one that you always highly recommended to me that I own.
Oh, I have All Stars.
Yeah, you can play fucking anything.
I have WWE All Stars. I can play that.
And you just have fun with it. You don't have to go crazy. You win the championship, win the championship. Do it. Have fun. You don't have to 100% shit.
You know
just
what?
Go back and feel like a kid again. You know what I mean?
I'll do, because I actually have the game in my system. I'll do Dead Rising.
Dead Rising?
Yeah.
Dope. Because that was my pick that I wanted for you. Yeah. I'll be honest. The wrestling is a cop-out.
Yeah.
It's just a filler because I just know that you're playing shit.
Dead Rising is not that bad. Dead
Rising, from what I looked at, I'm pretty sure they're all on the PSN. And it was actually more based off of Xbox 360. You know what I mean? Xbox 360 kind of made it famous. And I know you have an Xbox that you never fucking use. So why don't you fucking turn on your Xbox?
So, just to give you a heads up with Dead Rising, I have 1,000 achievement points, 1, 2, and 3.
So you played the game.
So
so you like the game.
Yeah.
So go back and have some fun.
I have the Mega Man suit.
Go back and have some fun, man.
I'll do Dead Rising. Okay. I'll do Dead Rising.
I kind of had a feeling that you played the game before, but it's not about
the wrestling games. The wrestling games, I have a few that like I would play and actually record and things like that.
I mean, the other game I was going to throw out was a long time one that I've been trying to get you to play, which is fucking Bubble Bobble.
No.
It's dated. It's dated as Nintendo. It's more of you beating it for me. You know what I mean? Like, because I can't beat the game for shit.
I have quite a few wrestling games in there. Like I bought from Game On. There's a bunch of them I actually.
I've been collecting. That's kind of been one of my collecting things for every console.
But I bought quite a few of them from Game On, and then I also got WWE All Stars, which was another game that came out.
That was an Xbox game, right?
That was the one. It was like they're all like extremely brolic and shit.
Yeah. Hulk Hogan's on the cover.
Yeah, they fly up in the air and shit.
Everybody does the El Joe Bop.
Yeah. You know what's funny? That game, that was Macho Man's last appearance in WWE. He did the commercial. He had the white beard and shit. He looked like Santa Claus.
Okay, that's funny.
Yeah.
But it's good to know. It's a little history.
I'll do Dead Rising.
Okay. You can pick any Dead Rising you want. You can do 1 to 3.
I'm
pretty sure there's like 7 of them.
I'll do 1.
Pretty sure there's like 7 of them.
I have 1 in my system. I'll do 1 because 1 is the Frank West one, and I kind of remember that game. I haven't played it in a long time.
I just remember running through malls smashing motherfuckers with televisions. Yeah. It's like a open world free fall.
Yeah, you're just beating the shit out of a zombie.
Exactly. It's just, I know you're playing God of War, so I didn't want to make it. I know Manhunt. Manhunt's more of a story-driven. Maniacs break out of an asylum. I remember playing that game at my cousin Anthony's house.
Yeah, I remember.
And being wowed.
I never played the second one, but I played the first one. I finished the first one.
All right. Well,
so we got the challenge done.
Challenge accepted.
Right. And then this is where we leave you from here. This is the Gamer Rage podcast. I am Mark with the Mic. Follow me on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, and Twitch. All Mark with the Mic. Follow my TikTok. Is Mark with the Mic on TikTok. I've been doing a lot of figure photography and just showcasing a lot of the stuff that we've been buying over the years.
I love the little light with the spin figures, man. I think it's pretty cool.
I'm using that more, and I'm actually trying to unbox a lot of these things. So stay tuned for those, and I'm actually will be reviewing and things like that. And also been posting a bunch of shit about Kevin Conroy right now because we're sad still. Yeah. And follow Tenacious T.
Yes, you can follow me, Tenacious T RC Inc. On Twitter. Actually, a lot of bot female porn stars has been following me lately, so I don't really mind that too much. You can follow me on that. You can follow me on my own personal Instagram page, The Real Tatsuku Wap, because I was hacked not too long ago, and I got it back, but it's tainted, so I started a new one. Also follow my other podcast, which the Merker with the Mic is part of, called the Popcorny Podcast. It's an all pop culture podcast with my co-host Sriracha, my boy Jeremy. Also Straw Hat TY, which is my boy Tyler Casper, and the Merker with the Mic is also a member of the cast as well. Go and check out the Popcorny 1975 Instagram page. Also, check out the new TikTok of Popcorning 1975. You can catch all the casts on Spotify and SoundCloud. Soon to be on YouTube, which will also be YouTube at Popcorning 1975. Check that out. Always a shouts out to Game On, retro video game store based on Long Island in 3 separate locations, one in Miller Place, one in Smithtown, one in Patchogue, satisfying all your retro video games. Just shouts out to Tristan, shouts out to Jay. If you're in the Lake Grove area by the Smith Haven Mall, go and check out the Game On Retro Arcade, which is fun for all groups and families and everything like that.
And follow Red Second Link on all social medias. You have Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, and WordPress. So check out Red Second Link at all those things. And Spotify is the easy way to get all our podcasts.
Which are?
Morphin Cast, the Ashell Shock, the Not a Trekkie, the Gamer Rage, and our weekly Get Spread as Spread podcast, and the Wrestling Babble. Peace out, laters. And,
fuck Zordon.
Fuck Zordon. Thank you, Jiggies, for listening. So you can have a sandwich today.
Today, yeah.
And
where are you? Maybe I'll.
Peace out.